Hi everybody, it's Denise Evans, your neighborhood realtor, and we are out and about today, and we are here talking with Jane Biehl, who is a local author and an advocate for people with disabilities. So Jane, thanks so much for having us come out today.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So I became interested in your background. So tell us a little bit about your personal background as a child and growing up.
Well, I was born with a hearing loss, but they didn't discover it. And when I went to school back in those days, I was slapped around by the first grade teacher for not listening. That same teacher told my parents, "I think your daughter has a hearing loss." Fortunately, my parents were educators and got me the services. Again, not easy, but it helped me. And then I went through 7 years of lip reading, speech reading. So I was able to, with that background, go ahead and go to college. So I got an undergraduate degree in English and a master's in library science. And my very first job was at the Akron Public Library. And there's a huge deaf community there. Unfortunately, in 2010, I was diagnosed with a blood cancer, and I was on some chemo, which further deafened me, and I went from severe to profound, and that's made a huge change in my life. I have to use captioning no matter where I go. I can't hear in crowds. And with my health, I can't have cochlear implants. So it's all impacted me, but that's how I got involved with the deaf community.
I understand that you are quite the author and you've had several books published.
Well, I've had several careers. I was a librarian for 20 years and I loved it. I had done everything from children's librarian to director and got bored. So I went back to school and got a master's in rehabilitation counseling. And then I went ahead and got a doctorate. But I spent, for my internship, a semester at National Technical Institute for the Deaf. And to be immersed in that deaf culture changed my life. So for the next 19 years, or 17 years, I guess, I worked for the Rehabilitation Services Commission with people with disabilities. Then, when my health became so poor, and I was diagnosed with cancer, I came home and I said, what am I going to do? And I started writing. So the first book that I wrote is called Life is Short, Eat the Donut. And this was the first 40 articles that I wrote. Sita, speaking of her, was my beloved Hearing Your Dog. The first book I wrote on her was a picture book because she was a rescue in the streets of Springfield, Ohio, put in a kill shelter. Circle Tail, which trains hearing your dogs, rescued her, and she was partnered with me, and we bonded immediately. So that was so popular that I wrote my next book, Paw Prints on My Soul, Lessons of a Service Dog, and I didn't know what to do with it. I had all these stories, and an author friend said, write on, it's a devotional, just make it a general devotional, not one religion, all religions, doing for others. And that sold very, very well. Then I thought, I have such a unique story that I want to write a book on growing up, when I did, and what's going on in the deaf community today, the deaf culture. And last year this was published, Do You Have a Voice? Memoirs of My Journey with Deaf and Hard of Hearing People. This year I just got published, and this one made the bestseller list, The Hoover Children, about 84 children that were brought over by the Hoover Company, placed with foster families. They thought they were going to be here 1 year, they were here 5 years. Twist, the young woman in the story, and it's based on a true story, is hard of hearing. And I have her in the bunkers, in the dark, not able to lip read, and pointing out some of the problems that deaf and hard of hearing people have. I wrote an article on CETA about dogs, what I learned from my dog, and then I wrote Change Your Habits, Change Your Life, about how cancer impacted me, and I had to learn to ask for help. So all along, my life has kind of been paralleled with my books.
Well, Jane, you're very inspirational, and for people that are watching, to kind of end this, what life advice can you give to everybody?
Never give up. There have been so many times I've gotten up in the morning and thought, can I do one more step? One more step. But you can't give up. The world is out there, and you just have to do the best you can, and you do it for others, not yourself.
Well, Jane, thank you so much, and as always, thanks everybody for watching. Have a wonderful day, and if you would like to be on Out and About, or you know a special person that we should feature, please reach out, and as always, everybody have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.